engineering and inspection services. With the support of all these organizations and a number of other supporting organizations from around the world, we present a complete career guidance program, Mighty Mariner, to foster growth, innovation, and excellence in the global maritime community. This program offers in-depth coverage of contemporary maritime industry topics, providing students with valuable insights and practical knowledge to excel in their maritime careers. Our interactive sessions combine theoretical knowledge with practical insights, delivered through expert-led seminars and discussion, case studies from real maritime scenario, multimedia presentations and demonstrations, interactive Q&A sessions with industry professionals. Join us in this movement where knowledge meets opportunity and every step shapes the future of maritime trade. Together, we're not just navigating the seas, we're charting a journey toward a brighter, more interconnected.
I hope you all enjoyed that video and understood the concept of the event. So now I would like to invite Dr. Hashim Al-Zabi, the Chancellor of Sharjah Maritime Academy.
Assalamu alaikum, and good morning. Our distinguished guests, our esteemed colleagues, future maritime leaders. It's a great pleasure to welcome you to Sharjah Maritime Academy. We are honored to host this important event, which contributes significantly to creating career opportunities in the maritime sector for both our students and the new generation of maritime leaders. There is no doubt that partnership between maritime education institutions and the maritime industry are vital and necessary. These collaborations play a key role in preparing and graduating a new generation of maritime leaders equipped with the knowledge, skills, and competence needed to face the fast evolving challenges in our field. Today, these challenges include technology, artificial intelligence, sustainability, and maritime safety. And it's our duty to transfer these challenges into opportunities for growth and success, advancing the progress of maritime sector. Maritime education institution cannot succeed in isolation. Their success depends on a genuine partnership with the maritime business sector, one that actively supports academic institutions, introduce the latest developments, and contributes to the professional preparation of the next generation of seafarers. In line with the dynamic demands of the maritime labor market. Thank you for being part of this important mission, and once again, welcome to Sharjah Maritime Academy.
Thank you, sir, for those insightful words. Dear students, today's event is now officially inaugurated. So to begin the proceedings, now it's my privilege to introduce the visionary behind today's event, the founder of IMC, IMI, AMRY, Aries Energy, and many other pioneering ventures. Sir Sohan Roy is a global maritime leader, an accomplished filmmaker, and a Forbes-listed entrepreneur who has made groundbreaking contributions to both the maritime and entertainment sectors. As the founder chairman of Aries Group of Companies and the driving force behind the $10 billion project Indywood, He has revolutionized industry practices. He has developed the innovative FSM system designed to improve efficiency across industries. In addition to these achievements, Sir Sohan Roy directed the Oscar-selected Hollywood film Dam 999 and was honored with the prestigious Knighthood of Parte Guelfa in Florence, Italy, for his humanitarian efforts and commitment to environmental sustainability. Can we please have the AV?
Sir Sohan Roy, a Forbes-listed entrepreneur, naval architect, world record-holding poet, and Oscar-selected filmmaker, stands as the visionary founder and CEO of 26-year-old AMRY Group, a multinational conglomerate with 76 companies operating in 29 countries. He holds numerous awards and accolades for his impactful contributions to the maritime industry, and is the first Indian to receive the esteemed knighthood from Parte Guelfa, Italy, for his exceptional humanitarian and environmental protection efforts in both business and cinema. As a visionary leader driving educational innovations, with a vision to launch an innovative new generation training method with the support of visual media, he established the AMRY's International Maritime Research Institute, AMRY, in 2012. The institute focuses on providing technologically advanced industrial education, offering courses in technical, management, and personal development within the maritime industry. AMRY is at the forefront of the educational revolution, leveraging artificial intelligence to establish an AMRY, a metaverse university. Continuing his mission to blend education with new age technology, he launched the Indywood Talent Club. This premier platform nurtures budding talents through immersive visual learning experiences and career guidance. By bridging the gap between academia and industry, the Indywood Talent Club serves as an artistic hub, enabling students to shape their futures based on their passions and skills. The AMRY's Kids Career Design program, developed under the Indywood Talent Club, revolutionizes education and career planning by offering students a clear roadmap for their future. Through this initiative, he aims to mold the career paths of students using career orientation and strategic planning. Driven by an unyielding commitment to adapt to evolving technological landscapes, he initiated the groundbreaking educational 3D theater. This innovative learning environment not only imparts knowledge, but also allows students to experience learning firsthand. One of his notable creations is the Efficiency Improvement System Management, EFISM Pioneering Efficiency Improvement Tool. Developed and industrially validated by the Research and Development Wing of AMRY, EFISM is designed to enhance the efficiency of an individual. Additionally, EFISM has introduced Hartua's program, which incorporates 100 critical efficiency parameters that can enhance an individual's personal and professional life. He has also been instrumental in launching Indywood Talent Hunt, an exclusive platform designed to identify the young talents and guide them properly to choose their career at the campus and school level itself. He also extends opportunities for internships and training, enabling students to explore various career paths while honing their skills in specialized fields. By introducing the concept of industrial doctorates, AMRY provides individuals with an alternative route to earning a PhD, focusing on practical, real-world research experiences. His enduring impact on global education is a testament to his dedication to evolving education in response to technological advancements. His tireless efforts have not only transformed countless lives, but have also paved the way for a new era of education that is adaptive, immersive, and future-ready. As the world continues to evolve at a breakneck pace, Sir Sohan Roy's unwavering commitment to innovation ensures that education remains a dynamic force, empowering generations to come with the skills and knowledge necessary to thrive in an ever-changing global landscape. Sir Sohan Roy, a Forbes-listed...
Thank you for that. Today, Sir Sohan Roy will be interacting with us on the topic of career design, shaping your future beyond academics.
Very good morning to all. In 2017, I prepared a 183-page project report to start a maritime academy under Sharjah University and submitted to the government. But I was so busy with other projects and I never got a chance to visit the real project accomplishment. I heard about the facilities over here, and in fact, we honored the institute also in the last ShipTech also. But today only I got the chance to come and see everything in reality. Believe me, I was shocked. Because every month we conduct this Mighty Mariner program in various maritime campuses, and I used to go and visit and see the facilities of various maritime academies. Not in a single academy I have seen the facility I have seen here. We should thank the mercy and vision of His Excellency. In fact, my journey started with ARYs from Sharjah only. That's why I have a commitment towards Sharjah to do something extra. In fact, my first priority is for the UAE. The students sitting here, they were not born when I came to UAE 33 years back. UAE was not to this shape at that moment. The maritime sector was not up to this sector, but this place is very close to my heart. I started my journey from Fujairah in Fairdale. Many times I used to be in Corfacan as part of my job. In fact, my movie shoot was also happening in the Corfacan offshore. So that way Corfacan is very close to my heart, and in fact it's a part of Sharjah also. And I am so delighted that I can proudly tell to the world that Sharjah is having the best maritime facility, maritime academy in the world. Hats off to you. And you all should be proud to be a part of this academy. But it will be world number one only if the products from the academy proves that they are also the best. We can build the best in the world. We can have the best instructors, but the fate and the destiny of the institute is decided by the products coming out of the institute. And it is not only the technical qualities of the person or technical knowledge of the person that decides the maturity or the professionalism in him. The character, what he builds in him during the academic days. Industry is looking at that character. If you are very good in the subject, but your character doesn't match with the pulse of the industry, what is the use? Your attitude, your commitment, your positive mindset to adjust with the problems in the industry, to solve it. These are all matters. But for that, you need to have a proper career design. And that career design doesn't end with academics. I was a victim of wrong career design. In fact, today you saw my daughter here talking. She was also a victim of wrong career design. I will tell you the story. My passion was also always into the movies, but unfortunately, I became a naval architect. But I tried to redesign my career. I thought I can do something for the movie industry if I get a profession where I can accommodate movie also. That's why immediately after my naval architecture course, I decided to join Merchant Navy so that 6 months I can sail, 6 months I can work in the film industry. But unfortunately, it was too late. Somehow I managed to get a slot in the Merchant Navy sector, and that first ship itself got a fire, and it was the only one escape from the engine room. All my third engineer, chief engineer, all died in that fire. And it became my first and last sailing. Later I sailed for many survey reasons. But so it took almost 16 years for me to come back and do my first project in the visual media, to start with the Marine Biz TV, to create maritime contents, and it was the first TV channel for the maritime sector. And 2011 I released my first movie also. That also the story of mariners, by showcasing the largest ship ever shown in a movie, distributed by Warner Brothers. Somehow I managed to accommodate both these together. And later, same thing happened with my daughter also. I thought I sent her to the best university, best school, best university, Southampton University, to do the maritime in the integrated course in naval architecture. I thought she will come back and take the lead of our design division. We are supposed to be the world's largest ship design firm. We have office in around 30 countries. So I thought she'll be happy with that job. But after the course, I got the lifetime shock. She said, this is not her field. I was thinking, what is this? 50,000 hours of her life, the best time she spent in the academics for a wrong career design. Who is the loser? Who will take the responsibility? None of the people in the academics from the school or the college called me or called her and checked what she is doing, whether she is happy after the course, whether she is placed or not. I told her to take a break for 6 months and redesign everything, the career design. Luckily, she got a father who can support her, mentally, financially, everything. And within 6 months, she identified her right path as she said she wants to become a hypnotherapist. And she is now one of the leading hypnotherapists in Dubai, and she is heading our HR department also. She can read the mind of every employee in our company. She is happy with the job now. But this is not going to happen with every student in the academics. If you don't have a proper career design, you are going to be in a real mess. You will be the most unhappy person in the industry. If you are unhappy in the industry, who is going to suffer? Your employer is going to suffer. Whether it is in the private sector or the government sector, you are going to be a burden for the employer. If you are going to become an entrepreneur, if you are not happy with your job, that entrepreneurship also is going to be a failure. See, a country like UAE, which is run with more than 80% of the human resource from outside, they need powerful human resource to run on its own legs. And you are all the future. It is your responsibility. You should understand how much responsibility the government is expecting from you. You have some obligation. See, this country has given me everything. I believe that I have given justice to it. I could create thousands of job opportunities. I could generate billions for this nation. So, like me, it is your responsibility also to do something. Unfortunately, I am unlucky to have a UAE passport with me. even after 33 years. But you are all lucky who are born after me coming to UAE, and you are all born with the UAE passport. So you have more responsibility. So how you can do that justice or that obligation, how you can fulfill as the UAE nationality, that you need to think. I understand that majority of the students here, they're all from UAE. And that also, I heard 40% of the students are female also. That is also, I never saw such a participation in any of the maritime academies. Because normally, the maritime sector, the female participation is 2%. So this is going to be a revolution actually. When so many females join the maritime sector, you are going to prove to the world that this academy can show a different path. But the world will believe you only if you perform like the best professionals. By having just a degree will not satisfy the industry. Since you have the advantage of having the UAE passport, you may get a job very easily in all the government sectors. It doesn't mean that UAE will be really benefited unless your performance is better than the others. But how to improve your performance? It is you decide. To improve your efficiency, no one else can do anything. You need to plan yourself, you need to have your own career design for that one. That's why we developed a tool called FSM. That's why we are giving this guidance to all the students. We can give you the guidance, we can give you the tool, everything, but if you don't practice it, there is no use. In FSM, we always say that time is the common God, because it is common for everyone. Whatever religion you believe, you have only one thing in common, that is the time, 24 hours. It is common in you and me. But if you don't make use of that time properly, who is the loser? You are the loser. But how to make use of it? Very simple methods we have created. That is the 1:1:1 method. One for you, one for your body, one for your mind, and one for your karma. That is your, as a student, your job is, the study is your karma. But how to do the career design, first of all, you need to have a 5-year plan. You need to divide these 5 years accordingly. This, whatever you want to do in the 5 years, in the academics, in your soft skill development, in your how to make your mind as a better character design, how you can do it, and how to take care of your body. The basic physical training, everything the academy is providing here for 1 year. You have the hostel facility, everything. But you need to keep on continuing with that one. Because on board the ship, you have a different lifestyle. If you cannot continue with that one, after a few months you will say, I want to go for a short job. Then what is this academy for? Who will run the UAE ships? You need to take it with passion. I know that during the school days you never had an idea to join a maritime academy. But it is not too late to redesign it. Develop the passion. So for that, in the FSM, we have created the most powerful education method, that is the classroom theater training system. As a filmmaker, I can put a 200-page script into your brain in around 3 hours' time. Like Titanic movie, script is almost 180-page script. James Cameron put it into your brain in 3 hours, and still you remember the story, and you can tell you can tell the story to someone else also. That is also education. Why can't you learn everything in that format? Why can't you learn how to make this content? Nowadays, we are starting film clubs in every school and colleges. It takes only 2 days for us to teach the student how to make a content. Now AI support is also there. Any content you can create. Content creation is more powerful than learning actually. Newton's law, if you create a content by yourself, you will never ever forget. You know the practical application. In the education, you need to understand that every minute you invest for your study is an investment. If there is no return for that one, what is the purpose of that investment? It is a loss. So you should not be bankrupt. You should understand the very purpose of education. If you are going to become a doctor, and then what is the meaning of learning sin theta and cos theta? So like that, here anyway, your direction is already designed as the maritime sector. So you need to understand where exactly is your passion and talent in the maritime sector, where you want to go, which industry you want to go. You need to identify. You need to understand, you need to identify the video contents from it. Or with the support of AI, you need to start creating the AI contents. Next thing is, either you need to have a VR system or a theater classroom. For example, today we are sitting here, we are talking here. You have a projection here. Whatever in the theater classroom also, you are getting it. But what is the difference? Here, your mind is distracted. Your vision is distracted. We have an angular vision of 130 degrees. In a theater, when you watch a movie, you never think about your mobile. You forget about everything. Why? It's an acoustically designed system. No external sounds coming. Your brain can absorb sound from 2 hertz to 20,000 hertz. You need to arrest thousands of frequencies around you. You need to make sure that only the sound, what is to be put into your brain, should be given in a theater ambience. No echo, nothing should be there. It should be acoustically designed. The projection should be a 4K quality. Here, you have a projector, but in the daylight, it will not get registered in your brain. You forget about everything after sleep. That's why the movies, what you watch in a TV, you forget after some time. But the same thing, if you watch in the theater, you remember. That's why the movie makers always hate seeing their movie watched by the people in a TV. They want to see their creation is being watched in a theater. That's why after the release, the movie is a failure, every filmmaker is upset. Nowadays, we have a facility to showcase it through the OTT, but unless they watch in a theater thing, that beauty is gone. Same way, your investment is your time for the education. Invest it at the right place. My humble request to the Chancellor also. You have all the facilities. You need to have at least one theater classroom. And we can make it in 2 weeks' time. We have the facility also for that one. Just provide us at least 1,000 square feet area. Half the area of this one, we will make a beautiful theater classroom. As a filmmaker, that is my humble request. If you have this theater and a film club here, I can make sure that next year your product's quality will be in a different level. In a theater classroom, it's a supplementary education system. Whatever as per the current rules and regulations, you can continue with the academics. But for the career design part, we need to have a system where the thousands of hours of contents what we have created for the students, we need to deliver in the best format. We need to make sure that every minute the students spent to learn it, it is going to their brain. Normally, it takes 5,000 hours to transform a normal person into a professional. But in our system, we need only 500 hours. If we can spare 500 hours in this system, the product quality will be many-fold better than the normal conventional methods. In the FSM, our final goal is the character design, redesign basically. We all have almost 100 character deficiencies. We already identified in the FSM almost 100 character deficiencies. Each deficiency is an efficiency drain hole also. So in our voyage, normally we tell that it's a 5-year voyage to transform you from a normal person to a heteroris. But at least in the campus, you get 4 years. If you start from the beginning, at the end of the journey, you are almost transformed. Next 1 year in the industry also will transform you, and you will be like you are joining as a karate student, and after 5 years you become a black belt. Here you are transforming yourself and you are a totally different person. You will be worth for yourself. You will have the self-respect that you will proud yourself. You will feel yourself that I am the best. I'm like a commando. I'm not like a normal security guard. We always say that this Khartois training is like transforming a normal security guard into a commando. A commando can handle any project by himself. Almost 200 efficiency drain holes in him we identify and we plug. For example, the lesson number 1, punctuality. For a Khartois or in FISM, 8 o'clock means 7 hours, 59 minutes and 60 seconds. For example, if you are following FISM in this institute, today when 11 o'clock when we start this class, entire student, 100% attendance will be here. Because that will be the attitude of the students. If I miss this session, I am doing a crime. That feel they should have. They will be here exactly 10 hours, 59 minutes and 60 seconds, they will be here. These are all character deficiency. If you are not doing it, it's the character deficiency. We need to realize it. We need to, because this character deficiency is not your mistake. Because naturally our society, our culture, everything make us follow the same thing. But it is your responsibility to correct it yourself if you really want to become a real professional. So, my very humble request is try for a redesign of your career design. It is not too late, and we are there to support you. This mighty mariner journey itself is to educate the students about the real need of professionals in the industry. Because industry's quality depends on the human resource there. And human resource quality depends on the effort put by each individual. We are all lucky that we are all landed in a country like UAE. Believe me, we have office in all these 30 countries, and I need to travel to all these offices, and we have clients in more than 112 countries also. So I normally cover at least 60 to 75 countries for my official journeys. But there is no country like UAE existing in the world. The moment I land anywhere, I just want to come back to UAE because the freedom I feel here, the security I feel here, the versatility of the country, unbelievable. So you are all lucky that you are a part of this country and you are all nationals. It is your responsibility to take this country to new heights. So wake up. Let us join hands. Let us transform you to the new professions of the maritime sector. And I am so happy that I got a chance to come here and address you. Unfortunately, there is a time limitation. I am allowed to talk only up to 12 p.m. We started a little bit late, but I need to conclude because I respect time. I need to conclude on time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that insightful and informative session. Your valuable insights will definitely be beneficial for all the students here. I would like to now invite our first guest on stage for the expert talk, and that is Mr. Krishnan Subramaniam, International Vice Chairman of the Institute of Chartered Brokers. Mr. Subramaniam is a distinguished expert in supply chain management, logistics, commercial shipping, and industry education with 4 decades of experience and a certified corporate director. He currently serves as a strategic advisor for the Trans World Group in UAE, India, specializing in tankers and liquid cargo logistics. In this leadership roles, he is the International Vice Chairman of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, ICS, and spearheads the ICS Global Digitalization Initiative. Additionally, he is the key member of the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, UAE's steering committee for the Customs and Trade Facilitation Commission. Today, he will be speaking on the topic, Career Planning for Commercial Shipping Jobs. Welcome to the event, Mr. Subramaniam Krishnan.
Very good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. And really pleased to be here in this wonderful facility, as Sir Soandra also mentioned. It's really heartening to note. I've also been going to different institutes, maritime academies around the world, and really impressive. So I only regret that I did not come in here earlier, but this is going to be a new beginning for sure. His Excellencies, respected Dr. Hashim, Sir Soandroy, thanks for this opportunity again. And when Sir Soandroy mentioned about this event about 2 weeks back, I wasn't sure because I have a meeting starting at 1 o'clock. And I said, yes, I'll definitely make it, so that I always enjoy being in academic institutions with students, and along with my full-time roles in the industry, which started 40 years back in India, I always ensure that what we learn, what I have gained as an experience in the industry, it's very important to continuously impart it back into the classroom. Because today, when I sit for recruitment, one of the major gaps which we see, and I'm sure that all esteemed faculties here are aware of that, in terms of the employability factor. We have the best of facilities, the best of academicians available, but if it is not in line with what the industry needs, that's where there's a huge failure which is happening. And it's not really the fault of an individual, but the way the academics has been designed traditionally, especially in logistics and shipping, where things are moving very fast. Today, when we sit for a board meeting or a strategy meeting, gone are the days when we have a 10-year strategy or a 5-year strategy. Today, we are not even able to strategize for 5 days. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when US opens, we are worried. What's in store for the day? What's going to be the latest one? How can we respond to it? How do we need to react to it, to that particular situation? Because each one of us are affected indirectly or directly. Whether it's a trading business or a shipping business, we are all affected. So that's the kind of resilience, that's the kind of agility which is required for all of us, those who have been in the industry for 40 plus years, 30 plus years, and especially those who are entering this career. So what I've got here is a glimpse, in terms of what happens in the shipping side, and all of us are experts here, but just for the students, and most of you have chosen to go into a career at sea, and of course there are other students who are looking for a shore-based jobs on the management side. I got into this industry by chance, not by choice. I started with a company in materials management, and when I joined an oil company in India, that's the first time when I was seeing a ship. And as Sir Soandra also alluded, I was also thinking that I should have gone sailing, right? But it was a bit too late. I didn't take the plunge the way he did it, in terms of quitting the job and going to sea. But I got enough exposure to be on board ships, to be part of the operations, to learn from the esteemed. I always have a deep respect for the seafarers because they are the ones who are making the things move. We can sit in the office, do strategy, do planning, do sale and purchase, chartering, etc. But if we do not have the qualified and committed seafarers who keep it safe for everybody, we don't have a business to run. So I always say that anything which we do, if we just compare it with what is happening in our daily life. So today I came driving from Dubai to Corfacan to this particular facility. My primary goal is for me to come here, but if you start looking at how many entities or how many parties are involved in making that happen, right from the vehicle, right from the facilities, and if we extrapolate that back into shipping, we can see the number of entities who are involved, the number of parties who are involved, and each one of them is a carrier which is associated with logistics and shipping. And when I normally do these programs in schools and colleges, I always say that look at this water bottle, and if we imagine, especially in a country like UAE where we depend upon imports a lot. Of course, even for manufacturing to happen, there is import of raw materials which are required. Even a simple water bottle, if we start tracing what's the supply chain, what's the journey of this particular water bottle, we understand logistics, we understand shipping, we understand warehousing, we understand the aspect, the ecosystem. And each of those aspects is a career option. More so, again, one of the very big challenge which we are facing, and as part of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, where I became a member through examination, it's a chartered body based in London, but with 27 branches worldwide, including Middle East, we have a branch, where we certify, and it's a 100-year-old institute where there is a certification done in commercial shipping, nothing to do with onboard systems, etc., where once we become a member, because you are part of the network, apart from getting a qualification. So through that, one of the biggest challenges which I hear from our members and the industry worldwide is that as much as there is a shortage of seafarers, qualified seafarers, we are having a huge issue in terms of returning seafarers, because there are many of us who go to sea, but ultimately we all look to come back. In early days, I remember that I've got captain friends or chief engineer friends who sailed throughout their life for 30 years, 40 years till retirement, and they don't aspire to come back to a shore job unless they want to set up their own business. But today things have changed. The average, as I saw in a study, is 11.5 years. The moment you get your command as a chief engineer or as a master of the ship, most of them are looking to come back to shore, looking at jobs. And unfortunately, there's almost 80% of reskilling which is required for a shore job. Yes, you are the best in terms of managing the ship, in terms of running the engines, etc. But when you come back to a shore job, right from the psychological aspects of adjusting to a shore job is a huge challenge. And therefore, I've seen now design programs which actually helps in terms of rehabilitating, in terms of where the career planning for that has to start right from today. Even when you are sailing, we cannot be complacent and say that, I've got 10 years, I have a plan to sail for 10 or 12 years, and thereafter I'll start my planning. So in terms of opportunity, it's plenty. As I mentioned, the moment we map out the journey of each and every material which we're using, each of them is an opportunity for us. So from a ship cycles, you've got building, the operations which are there, and then of course the commercial aspects of shipping, where the money is managed, about the revenue is managed. And then of course, for that ship to be out there, you need the infrastructure, whether it is from the terminal side or the channels, the canals, etc. And then I've just got a glimpse of what's happening in the Middle East. So if you look at the ship cycle, you can divide broadly into 4 or 5 headings there. One is starting from the planning side. The naval architects in terms of designing, you've got the shipyards, you've got the contracts, whether it's a new technology, it's the same design ship, it's a new design. And of course, today, one of the biggest, the change which we are seeing is in terms of the fuels of the ship. So with respect to the IMO targets of 2030 and 2050, we're already behind target in terms of 2030. the extent of change which is going to happen is so rapid that ship owners and technical managers today are more worried about how are we going to retrain even the existing crew in terms of handling the new fuels. So this is one part. The second one is in terms of getting that ship out. The shipbrokers are involved in that, the shipyards, the original equipment manufacturers, classification society, and then ship finance. That becomes a major part. So if you're interested in the finance aspect, there is again a big opportunity here. And then of course in the shipbuilding side, you enter into the contract, you've got the equipment purchases, the keel laying, the launching of the ship. And then when it comes to operation of the ship, so this is where there's a majority of jobs happen in terms of the commercial shipping, the shore jobs which are there. And unfortunately, when you're on board a ship, you normally don't get an exposure to any of these things. So some colleges have already started incorporating micro credits of commercial aspects, even in the nautical science courses, so that the students are already sensitized to commercial aspects of shipping. And then, of course, at the end of the cycle of the ship breaking, which happens, or the recycling, I happened to visit Alang, which is one of the biggest the ship recycling yard in this region, is in terms of where each and every part is salvaged. In terms of, therefore it protects the environment, it creates a job opportunity, and today those who are the ship owners are having the responsibility or given the responsibility to ensure that it is recycled in a responsible manner, and green recycling is the responsibility of the ship owner themselves. So if you look at this particular cycle itself, you can imagine the number of opportunities and jobs which exist within the commercial segment. International trade, yes, there's enough statistics available in terms of how much it is growing, because there's a growth in the economy, there's a growth in disposable income in terms of the major parts of the world, which increases consumption. And of course, if you just broadly categorize, so this is where once you look at the different types of ship, there itself, we can identify the opportunities. Terminals and warehouse, an integral part. So especially you look at the growth of Jebel Ali, which is in our country here, you can see that how much of investment is being done, which has contributed to the economy of the country. And of course, we have got majority, which is transshipment, which is not even cargo, which is consumed within the country. How much of facility is required and being invested by the country, by the port, with the free zone concept, which increases the GDP of the country. And of course, the supporting facilities which are there. Dry cargo requires different kind of facilities. So there again, of course, ship sizes kept on increasing. And then, of course, so we hit always a saturation point because it cannot keep on increasing. So with respect to going, say, up to 450,000 deadweight, because the shore facilities have to be in line with what the ships can handle. And when you come to liquid cargo operations, there's a different kind of skill set which is required to understand the operation, understand the shore operations, because it requires tank terminals, it requires pipelines, and LNG, which is becoming much more prominent, not only from fuel for the ships, even in terms of shore base for power, etc., the growth of LNG and the increase in production, especially in this region with Qatar and Qatar increasing production now. And of course, we see Australia on one side and US on the other side also increasing production, because this is where the fuel efficiency and green fuels are coming into. So this again, highly specialized, even if it is on the shore side, we need to incorporate these things into the curriculum. In the Middle East, so especially with respect to container shipping is a major activity, but you can see in terms of additional investments which are coming in, again, due to socio-political and socio-economic reasons, we find that there are even more refineries which are coming in. Though shipping of finished products the freight is much higher than shipping crude oil into other refineries, we find that more refineries and the second level of factories are being set up because of the socio-economic reasons. So and with respect to growth within the UAE, so any new construction which is there, so I've heard that the latest target or the aspiration is for Dubai, so UAE itself, we are touching 10 million population now, with Dubai about 4 million, and we see that Dubai itself has an aspiration to go to 8 million. So that is going to involve construction, that's going to involve products, that's going to involve logistics and shipping. And of course, the entire UAE has served as a hub for the world, And just to wrap up here, so of course the primary, in terms of the entire region of the Middle East, yes, you've got still crude oil. Saudi Arabia is not the biggest producer. US is the biggest producer of oil now, our entire energy, but you have Saudi as one of the major exporters still in the region. And of course, along with that comes LNG, and then of course the second level of manufacturing. Mining is a big industry, so again we find that there's a lot of importance which has been given to that. Services, free zones, along with that the development of airports and the high-tech logistics. So this is another area which I would encourage that to be included here, is that logistics has got a lot of pain points, right from documentation to how cargo is handled, and that gives an opportunity to involve the students, the young brains who come with a completely zero-based mentality to look at new technology which can solve today's problems. And of course, we do find that there are new yards which are coming in the region, but that again is a huge opportunity. And anything which happens on the commercial and residential side, ultimately, it's a boost for the logistics and shipping. And last but not the least, yes, this is a delayed project, but however, we see, very heartening to see that this is coming up now. And this is going to be a game changer. And again, it gives a huge opportunity in terms of spearheading the rail logistics in the region. So once again, thanks for this opportunity. And I really look forward to continuous interaction and adding value to the classroom and to the industry and to the economy as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that very insightful presentation. Now it's time for a lunch break. We will be back by 1:15 for more sharp and exciting sessions ahead. speaker, I would like to invite on stage Ms. Sarah Al-Khatani, Commercial and Operations Manager of Bahri Dry Bulk. Sarah Al-Khatani is an alumna of American University of Sharjah, where she majored in international relations. Her career in the maritime industry began with the Graduate Development Talent Program at Bahri, Dubai, the national shipping company of Saudi Arabia. Most recently, she assumed the role of Commercial and Operations Manager at Bahri Dry Bulk. In addition to her professional achievements, Sarah is a steering committee member of the UAE Maritime Week, held under the patronage of the UAE Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure, and a member of the Smart Maritime Network Council. She will be speaking on the topic, Outthink the Storm. The maritime revolution doesn't wait for permission. Welcome, Ms. Sarah.
Assalamu alaikum jami'an. My name is Sarah Al-Khatani, and I want to start with saying, wow, I just had one of the best experiences of my life having this incredible tour at the Sharjah Maritime Academy, and I must say that I haven't seen anything like it, and I just envy, truly, I hope this doesn't change anything, but I really truly envy everybody who's admitted to this academy, and I really hope that they're taking the maximum advantage of being in such an incredible, well-developed, highly established facility. And I want you to take full advantage of it. Today, I'm presenting, I really meant for this to be very dramatic, okay, and very fun, and I purposely chose the title, Outthink the Storm. The Maritime Revolution doesn't wait for permission. I did not say outlast, outrun, I said outthink it, because that's what we do, we think. And make no mistake, the Maritime Revolution has already set sail. It did not wait for our spreadsheets to be ready. It did not wait for our systems to be upgraded or our mindsets to be upgraded. It definitely did not wait for our legacies to catch up. It has set sail, and it did not wait for your permission or mine or anyone in that matter. So today, the presentation is meant to be very light. There are key messages that I'm going to bring to you from my own experience. Not such a fancy experience like the rest of them, but it's an experience that I wish somebody would have told me 4 years ago before I started this career. I want to start with a quote from a movie in 2014 that has actually really changed my life. The quote says, this is from the Imitation Game movie, and this is what Alan Turing said at the very beginning of the movie. He said, "Are you paying attention? Good. If you're not listening carefully, you will miss things, important things." As simple as that. This has changed my life. Honestly, it did. Because ever since, I've been listening to a very small kid, to a very old, individual, very highly established career individual, and a very small intern who just started his life. And this tactic has really changed my life. What Alan said here about code breaking is what is so much relevant to our career today. Because if you're not paying attention to the patterns in AI, decarbonization, carbon markets, you name it, you will become obsolete more than Morse code. You will miss very important things. So I want you throughout this presentation to think about, are you really decrypting the right signals that are happening in our industry, in our market, in the overall supply chain? I want you to keep that in mind as we go forward. I want you to imagine yourself, move forward in time in 2030, okay? This is 2030, let's assume. Let's say this is a semi-autonomous ship, okay? And midway, it has this AI system that has managed to negotiate mid-voyage a contract to save $2 million on fuel consumption. Meantime, we have this gentleman right here who, let's say, works in one of the offices in Dubai and who has never set sail on board of any ship, yet he has managed to close a deal to optimize 30% of routes, of one of the routes, and all the way from his office. Do you imagine both worlds? This is very much reality. It's not a prediction. This is happening, and it's happening now. So my key message here, the kind of future vision is not about replacing humans, and I see a lot of people talking about displacements of jobs. We're not really talking about how much it is creating more jobs. This is about augmenting your existing capability that has made the transformation that we are now. So we need to really think about that very well. Before I take you to the storm, when I started this industry, it was new to me. I have no exposure of maritime world before. I joined through a graduate development program, just like anybody else. I honestly, I don't know how I ended up here, but I'm glad I did. It was shaped, this industry, looking at its history, it's shaped by men and women who has built it from scratch by sheer will, force, and instinct. But the ladder that they used does not work for me, does not work for who I am today. The ladder was built differently. Today, our ladder is not going to sustain. You need to build a new one that is able to match the complexity, the speed at which the industry is transforming today. So I have put a ladder right here showcasing the different storms, which, by the way, it's not just economic, it's technological. We're talking about AI reshaping every fabric of our society and our industry. It's also structural. Supply chains are rerouting and are changing the very aspect of our lives. We're looking at, supply chain disruptions where people are able to make more money out of it and people are losing a lot of money out of it. So that's something that we need to think about. It's also environmental. Green imperatives are changing the very aspects of cost and value. But the most important storm that I see is leadership gaps. I think leadership now is widening, and there is a huge need for visionaries. And I don't just say huge, honestly, I think it's urgent need for visionary leaders to take the next step forward for an industry that can sustain generations to come. So let me just show you the screen, and I hope it is visible to everybody. This is the resume that every recruiter was so happy about seeing. You had your education, check, you had your experience, check, and you had some skills. That's it. You got the job. This is the best that you can probably aim for. Today, this is not enough. Not only do you have to have the degrees, the experience, and the skills, but you need to have additional as well. You need to have some awareness of AI and a project mindset led. You need to have some relationships in the industry, and I don't mean the wow. I mean relationships that actually bring value. Third, you need to understand trends. You need to pick them fast before they happen. That's what people are looking for today. So this is the kind of resumes that we're starting to see going forward. There are some facts that I really want to show you, because when I was doing this research, I was amazed myself, and I'm going to read it out because it's too small. By 2026, 45% of vessel operation decisions will be automated. This is by McKinsey. Only 17% of maritime graduates have AI data skills. This is by Lloyd's List. Drewry is saying 83% of promotions now go to commercial hybrids. What is even that? I'll tell you later. Clarkson's, they're saying 92% of crisis cargo assignments go to captains with Port Authority relationships. So we're saying here relationships are the new currency. World Economic Forum announced that 44% of workers' core skills will be disrupted by 2027. The IMO, International Maritime Organization, is saying reskilling 50% of seafarers for digital ESG competencies by 2030. Deloitte, 60% of shipping companies cite talent gaps in data and AI as a top risk. And lastly, McKinsey reported 87 million jobs are going to be probably displaced by automation. But I want you to look at the half of this. 97 million new roles are going to be created by 2030. Now that's what we need to really focus on. As a ship owner, since I joined in 2021 Bahri, all we really spoke about is how we can future-proof our ships. So we were, giving all the environmental pressure that is ahead. So we think about alternative fuels. We talk about retrofitting our ships. We're talking about energy-saving devices. We talk a lot about this. There's a whole committee just dedicated for it. But how many of you really heard how do we future-proof ourselves? We are spending so much time thinking about our ships that is lasting for 25 years, but not a lot of conversation that is really taking place about how to future ourselves to be relevant in the future. So I came up with this strategic campus. This is my 2 cents of it. Of course, take what I say with a grain of salt. This is what I think our generation onwards, and everybody probably in this room, should be like. You need to have at least one killer skill in one of these and breadth in the others. Let's take myself as an example. I'm purely commercial. I do, of course, day-to-day operations of the ship as well. But this is my forte. This is commercial acumen for me. But even despite that, I have also developed a little bit of my technical side. So I've taken technical courses. I don't have to do this, but I've done it to become better commercially, and I'll explain why later. I also have some digital fluency. Again, I've never studied this, but in order to understand how I can harness technology, I had to learn what digital fluency meant. And believe me when I say this, you are starting from the most important angle of this strategic campus, the technical expertise. And believe me when I tell you, the future is giving you all that it takes, because you're the hope, honestly. You're starting from the most complex right here, and I really encourage you to start building up your commercial acumen alongside your digital fluency. I'm not saying become expertise at it, but you need to know how you can use it and harness it to the fullest potential. And when you do this, when you take one killer skill and breadth in the others, you're going to reach leadership. And I'm not talking about normal leadership. We're talking about agile leadership. So that is the strategic campus that I go by every day. Second strategy is future-proof yourself. These are the areas that I think are going to be on demand. And this is not random. This is, 4 years really observing the industry, listening to the right minds in seminar, conferences, listening in the board meetings, listening in the meetings, listening in the business dinners. What is the future really is looking towards? Digital fluency, as I mentioned, you need to have a little bit of awareness if you don't want to be expert in it. Cybersecurity, we're talking 400% increase on cybersecurity. This is a very high demand field right now. Big data analytics. Second, environmental fluency. You need to have basic awareness of the regulations that are coming up. Sustainability strategies. That is very important. You never know what you might creating in the near future, or your own startup that is going to have sustainable strategies. Third, and this is very, very important, green financing, one of the most trendy fields that I see is going to have an incredible future. And this is where I really lean more towards, which is the commercial acumen. We do chartering, but now everything is migrating to clouds and everything migrating into digitalization. So digital chartering platform, digital operations platform have some insight on this. Freight derivatives and risk management. Geopolitics now is moving and shaping every aspect of our lives. We need to understand perhaps how to forecast it or how to prevent some of its impacts. Blockchain, smart contract. Most important one I want to say here is diplomacy. Whether you're in technical, whether you're in digital, whether you're everywhere, diplomacy is very important. because this industry exactly lives on relationships and connections and lives on the way you interact with everybody. Your network is your net worth, if you heard of it before. So I really highly recommend that. These are some of the organizations. I personally took some of them by myself, and some of them I've had, the pleasure of being admitted to. For example, like Lloyd's Maritime Academy. It will have such a great holistic, some of the courses, BIMCO, DNV Maritime Academy, and Baltic Exchange Academy. These are all what I recommend because I only had an experience with them. I'm sure there's going to be far more better than this, but this is what I'm bringing to you. Now, just as I said, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just going to share this with you. There are 3 people that I think you should have in your life: the connectors, the visionaries, and the problem solvers. The connectors are the people who are able to connect you and bridge the gap between industries, companies, between the government and public sectors and private sectors. You need people like that. Second, visionaries, people, let's say, of high caliber, right? Somebody who is able to open doors, and somebody who you could listen to, somebody who can vouch for you, somebody who you respect. So you need to have those visionaries. You never know who you might end up making business with. Lastly, problem solvers. You need to have your port agent everywhere. Somebody you can call up, I have an issue, you need to solve it quickly. Can you do this for me? I'm anchored outside the terminal. I cannot berth my vessel. Can you please save me? Hey, Captain, do you know how to do this research? I've seen you do something. You need to have your own Better Call Saul. Basically, in short terms. Find your own Better Call Saul, someone who can fix it when you need it. And the most important thing is that not only do you need to know these people and have them, but you also need to become them. You need to become the connector to somebody, a visionary to someone, as well as a problem solver. And trust me, this is going to truly change your life. Second, how to build relationships that matter. First of all, give before you ask. In order to have something, it's a quid pro quo game. You need to create a value good enough to have something in exchange. Second, become a human API. API, it's all about connecting systems. Be able to be so well connected that you can connect different industries, companies, whatever it is, academies. So be a human API. Third, ditch networking, transactional networking. Please, let's humanize relationships. When we go to business dinners, it doesn't need to have a pitch for your company. First of all, let's build that connection. Let's build that relationship. And if the person is interested, then they're going to start having those discussions with you. Most importantly, show up where it matters. Conferences and seminars. This is why I'm here today, because I was able to listen to those leaders that have brought the industry to where we know. And trust me when I say this, if you really listen carefully, it will change your life. Listen to the right people. And you never know when is it going to be the handshake of your life, by the way. So that's my 2 cents on this. Lastly, this is really so close to my heart. Invest in yourself. Don't wait for anybody or the company or whatever job you have to invest in yourself. You do it yourself. Growth doesn't have to fit your job description. It should fit your ambition. So invest yourself, and that's what I did, by the way. For example, remember when I told you I have built my technical side in order to become a responsible ship owner and actually know what I'm doing? I went ahead and joined a workshop voluntarily. I was not assigned in Bahri. I just joined the workshop. It was basically training you to become an internal auditor on board of a ship. Who does that? I was the only commercial person inside that room. But I did that because if I ever want to understand what kind of standards I want to uphold in my business, I need to put myself in their shoes and understand from their perspective what is needed. Second, I went ahead and studied global diplomacy at University of London. Of course, it's online. I wasn't that fortunate, but it was incredible. I learned the art of diplomacy, and it helped me talking to people, understanding others. Baltic Exchange. My work doesn't really involve investment as such, But I went ahead and understood economics and investment, how to create a business, how to sell a ship, how to create different scenarios. It has helped me later on think about different ways of creating projects within Bahri. Lloyd's Register, again, I'm not technical, yet I went ahead, I studied the IMSBC code, which is the carriage for solid bulk cargoes. I'm saying this because just because you are fitted somewhere with a specific job and a role doesn't mean you don't need to equally develop the other sides of the same business that you're doing. It's going to change your life. These are 6 projects that I worked on within Bahri. Again, I have no background in digitalization or technology, but because I had the sheer curiosity, ask the right question, talk to the right people, I managed to create 6 projects within Bahri that are AI-driven, analytics. The recent one I've done in voyage charters, I've done in time charters, optimization of routes, optimization of fuel consumption, price analysis, dry bulk intelligence platform, forecasting the market. The latest I've done is charter party agreement platform. This is purely AI. It's suggesting to you, that is charter, the clauses that are protective of owners and charter's liability clauses. How did this happen? Because curiosity, you make the move, you don't listen to anyone, okay? People will say whatever they want to say. You have your goal, you're gonna get it. And I'm really proud of this, and I really continue to learn from people from the industry. And I hope that you can at least leave today's conference or today's seminar and thinking, okay, there's much more potential to yourself. You are our only hope, I would say. You are the future of this industry, and you are very lucky that you started at the right place. So take full advantage of it. I am very proud to be standing next to marvelous and very well-established individuals in the industry, very humbled, and I really hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you. I'm not sure if do I have to take questions? Any questions? Anyone has any questions for me? So I guess I was very, very clear then. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sarah, for that wonderful presentation. I was hooked. I really liked it. Thank you so much for that. All right, so I believe the food is here, everyone. So let's take a lunch break for 45 minutes. 45 minutes, and then we will be... I'm not sure.
Because I wanted her to be here also to participate.
Sarah here? Sarah? Is Sarah here?
Sarah has left or no?
No, Sarah is here.
Okay. Then let her come.
Okay. Okay. We'll now proceed with the next session. For our next session, we have with us Mr. Lazaros Saris, the CEO of Central Ship Management. He will be giving an expert talk on the topic Safety First, spotting near misses and stopping unsafe practices before they cause harm. Lazaros Saris commenced his career as a technical superintendent and the technical manager before joining DNV as a surveyor. Out of his 21 years working for DNV, he served as the country manager for DNV UAE and worked as a Middle East area for more than 27 years. He brings with him 45 years of technical expertise in ship management and ship surveying. Having worked for many years in the Middle East, he has built and maintained connections with key players within the UAE and neighboring countries. Welcome, Mr. Saris, to this lovely event.
Thank you very much. And I have to thank first Sir Sohan Roy that he has invited me here and gave me the opportunity to talk about this subject, which I believe is very important, especially for our young guys that are sitting there. Managed to get 3 of them, asked them to stay. So I was also shocked when for me it's the first time that I came to this place, shocked about the buildings, the infrastructure, all the training that they have. And I believe, I don't know who else is here, is that, yes, okay. Yeah, I think that you should also try to promote yourselves in venues like ShipTech, like the maritime standards, like, there are so many awards, that they happen for maritime. And I think this is one of the places that you should be participating so people will know who you are. I mean, I've been here in the Middle East since 95, but in Dubai since 2000. And I have, of course, this is a recent, the universities. But from 2019, I guess, right? You started? First time I see it. Anyway, this is a presentation about reporting concepts like near miss, unsafe working practices, unsafe acts and behaviors, and it works. So it is very important to understand the concepts, and most importantly is to report them, because if you don't report them, people don't learn, and then from your experience you can save lives and you can avoid injuries. I will mention a few examples of near misses, accidents, and if anybody from the audience can also assist, that'll be good with experiences. So please participate. I know it is after lunch. Please don't snooze on me, and let's move on. Now, accidents. The first one You guys probably have seen it because it's very recent. It's Dali in Baltimore. And for those that don't know what happened, vessel had, a blackout, multiple blackouts actually, and then it ended up hitting the bridge, and 6 people died because they were workers that they were basically maintaining the bridge. This one is the Costa Concordia. You probably don't remember that because that's, I think, back in 2011 or 2012. So in this case, the captain saw a very beautiful girl in the bridge. And that beautiful girl was from that area. So he said to the captain, "This is my house," or I can't remember what she said. So the captain violated the passage planning and he went closer to the island. He had a grounding and 32 people died. So showing off sometimes is not a good thing. And there are examples on showing off. I can give you one from myself. My son, when he got his first car, a very cheap car, but his friend went with him and he says, "Oh, how fast can you go?" He was 19. So he pushed the car, and then when he went on the turn, there was gravel. So the car swerved and they had an accident. There was no injuries, but the car was a total loss. That was in Greece. They were lucky, but other people are not. And probably you remember, what was his name? Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious. This guy was, he was a trained, race driver. And a friend of his came with his Porsche 911. And he says, "Let me take you for a ride." You probably heard that. So they went, and they were not lucky because finally the Porsche had a very, let's say, a terrible accident, and both died on the scene. So again, showing off is not a very good thing. Who can tell me what is an accident? Because it's important to know the definition of things to be able to understand them. So what is an accident? Any of you guys know? Can you contribute? If not, no worries, you will find out. Anybody else? You.
Something you did not intend to happen? Something you did not intend to happen, maybe?
Something we did not expect to happen. Yeah, that is a close thing, yeah. But of course there is a result from that. But if you... Very good. Very good, very good. If you go into the net, there are lots of definitions, and some of them are very, very long, like this one. So who will remember this definition, right? So let's forget this definition. And what I normally say to my guys is a simple one, very close to yours, which is something that happens that results into a catastrophe. Something has to happen. What happened with the Dali? They had a blackout, right? And what happened? They killed 6 people and they demolished the bridge. What happened with this Costa Concordia? They violated the passage planning. What happened next was grounding, and 32 people died. So what is a catastrophe? I mean, because there's so many catastrophes, I just put there that could be death, injury, fire, collision, grounding, pollution, explosion. All these are catastrophes that can happen from, there are also, let's say, bad weather that you cannot control. But most of the accidents that happen, they are coming out from human error. Near-miss definition. Anybody? Similar to the accident definition. something that happens but does not result into a... Exactly. So these two definitions are very, very similar for people to remember. So something happens, results into a catastrophe. Something happens, does not. And in this case, we can see, this is an AI picture, but anyway, that seafarer slipped on deck, but she or he did not get hurt. Now, another important, let's say, concept is the unsafe working and unsafe behavior, unsafe acts. So the unsafe acts are violations of procedures. And we can see that if you're not wearing your personal protective equipment, you're violating the procedures of your company. And then you increase your chance to have an accident or a near miss. Taking shortcuts, not sufficient sleep. You go on watch and on the bridge and you're half asleep. Drugs and alcohol. Now, the unsafe conditions are workplace hazards. You have poor lighting, you have, poor maintenance, and it could be oil on deck or in the engine room. Another AI picture. You can see the guy on the right, he's wearing his PPE, and he's walking on a dry area on the deck. The other guy, it doesn't have so there are two things here. His helmet, and also he's stepping on the oil, which, it's logical that he probably will slip and fall. If he falls and stands up with no issues, it's a near miss. If he breaks an arm, it's an accident. Now, the unsafe working practices, acts, behaviors, there are lots of them that we can see them. And normally, we take corrective action to bring them back into normal. A lot of near misses happen also. But if you have these two coinciding, it could become an accident. And the next slide is, I have to see, yeah? So you see there are two guys, one is wearing a helmet, the other one it doesn't, and this guy gets a piece of pipe on his head because he's walking under the scaffolding. And then the guy with not wearing helmets, he realized he's not, basically doing the right thing, and he puts his helmet on. So here we can see that if you're not wearing your helmet, you can have an accident. But if you wear your helmet, you might have a near miss, which it has happened here. Now, no? What's that? The what? Huh? What is this? Hold on, because I have. Of course, it doesn't show there, but is it? Can you do it from there? Yeah, click there. It starts again. One more. One more. I think what we can do, we can just come out from the presentation and come in. Hold on. How can I take this off? Hold on.
This one goes.
Okay. All right. Then we can go here then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a number of slides that they explain the differences between an unsafe condition, unsafe act, near miss, and accident. And as I said before, it is very important for our young generation to understand the differences, so for them to report and save their friend's life or avoid any injuries. So you can see here that the ladder is defective, so it's unsafe. So that condition, the ladder, is unsafe to walk or climb. The gentleman tries to climb up. That is an unsafe act. Nothing happens. Still unsafe. But once you climb further and step on this, let's say, defective ladder, and you fall or you don't fall, that is a near miss. In this case, he's hanging on, so he hasn't actually fallen. So why is it a near miss? Because something happened, but it did not result into an accident. And the last one, of course, it's self-explanatory. He fell and he injured himself. Another one which is related with ships, mooring ropes. You have mooring ropes that they're wasted, especially on bunker vessels that they do 2 to 3 operations a day. So you're utilizing the mooring ropes quite a lot. So in this case, it was a shaft one, damaged, and it should not be used. So that is unsafe condition. They used it on the unsafe act. They used it. Nothing happened. But if it snaps and nobody gets injured, that's a near miss. But if it snaps and somebody gets his leg or he can lose his life, that is a very bad accident. So these are the concepts that I would like you to remember. There is another one that is engine room. The other one was deck. Are you engine room or deck? All right. So we can see the pipe wrench that somebody left on the platform, and that is very unsafe, right? So on the next one, when we have the unsafe act, there is one of the crew members, the operator of that specific machinery. He is exactly below the spanner. So in the second one, where we have the unsafe act, there are 2 unsafe conditions. One is the pipe wrench, and the other one is he doesn't wear a helmet. The third one, of course, it's understandable. There's a guy on the top of the platform. If you can see his shoe, he's accidentally, kicking the pipe wrench that falls next to the operator. So something happened there. Did not result into an accident or an injury. And of course, the last one is an accident, but if he was wearing a helmet, he could have saved his head. Are these clear? This is our near-miss reporting in my company, and we are using this for the crew to report to our company. And for them, as I said, they need to understand the concepts, and here we are explaining the definitions for them to immediately understand what it is. The first one is a significant near miss. You probably cannot see it, and this is required by TMSA 3 for tankers. And that is when you have something grave, like a collision or a grounding, that you have to immediately report it. The near miss is a normal near miss, like you fall, you sleep, on the deck or in the engine room, and you don't get hurt. Near miss, so you don't need to immediately report it. And the rest is what we said: the unsafe condition, unsafe act, unsafe behavior also. Sometimes people do not behave safely on purpose. And of course, the last one is the best practices, because we want to put some positive, in that report, because sometimes people do good things and they report it. I use this for my crew or my officers when they come to the office, and I ask them, what do you think this is? We talked about near misses, about accidents, about unsafe working. So one of you 3 guys, what do you think this is out of these concepts I've mentioned? A what? An accident. Well, if you see the definitions that I've given for a near miss is something that happens that does not result into a accident or catastrophe or injury or whatever you want to call this. So in this case, something happened, right? The crate was unhooked and fell next to him. So something happened that did not injure him. So this is a near miss. If it would to fall on his head or, on his leg that he would get injured, that is an accident. Now, what I normally ask after is, can we analyze this? Because, okay, this is something that happened, it did not result. So we forget about it, or we need to analyze it and find out what is the root cause. So what do you think the root cause of this is? Can you give him a mic? Come.
No safety catch on the book.
There she is. There she is. There is normally, yeah.
We can, from this picture, we can analyze that we have an unsafe act and unsafe condition. The first coming from the unsafe condition is coming from the slings itself. The slings itself were not having the same safe working load for the load itself. And the safe working act came by the man himself. He's standing near to the load itself, and he didn't take clear from the load.
That is correct.
So we have both.
Very correct.
Unsafe act and unsafe condition.
Very correct. But let's say that was unhooked because the safety latch was missing. And that is the lady there.
It depends. I didn't see it from there.
No, when you have crane operations, you have these jerks, you turn, and this can come out. But if there was a safety latch, that would be avoided. Yeah. I have another one which is a little bit more complicated. So, what do you think this is? A stupid? Yes, I agree with you. But how do you call it? An accident. Bravo. Caused by?
Mainly unsafe act.
There are a lot of unsafe, there's a lot of unsafe issues here. But the root cause is hidden. And I can give you some, I've talked to a lot of people, hundreds of people, and I give this example. 2 people found out what is the actual root cause. Both of them were fitters. And once they did not complete, the actual root cause, but they found out something that leads to that. So once I was on a ship, on one of our ships, and I did the same thing. And the fitter there said, no, but this is not correct. And then the electrician said, this is the problem. So I'll give you 1 minute. I don't want to lose more of your time to find out what could be the root cause. The guard is lifted, and that is unsafe act or unsafe condition. He's not wearing his goggles. That is another unsafe. Some people say he's not wearing gloves. Okay? Yeah. The cover of the wheel. So there is so many unsafe things happening. I cannot hear you. Use the mic.
That's coming from the safety culture. This one have a bad safety culture.
Yeah.
We have a high bad safety culture because we have a lot of.
I see something there. Please, give him the mic. Give him the mic. Very true. This is, if you see, rotating anti-clockwise. It should rotate clockwise. And what the fitter told me, he says, when I go to the grinding machine, the sparks go down. These go up. What is there's a problem here. And then the electrician on in the ship says, I'm sure they have connected the wires on the other way around. So at some stage, when I went through this course, every time I used to go on board as a surveyor, because you can see this is a very old picture. This is more than 35, 40 years old. I used to switch on the grinding machines to see the rotation. So, accidents and near misses don't happen only on ships. 39 years ago, when my son was 1 year old, I had bought this, not this table, a very similar table with a glass on top, and my late father came to visit me, to visit his grandson, basically. So when he saw this, he said, "What are you doing?" Because my son started, coming up and walking. So I don't know what I did. I pressed something. Yes. Yes, I've given him. So what has happened, his little younger brother of my father, he had a similar accident when he was a baby. He hit his head. So, no, I just need to.
You do full screen, no, sir?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're on the top. Sorry. Here. Huh? Yes. So, what he did, he reported to me an accident that he has seen many years ago. So, as you have probably seen, he went to the bathroom, he got some cotton and some masking tape, and he put all around the table to avoid this happening. But you see, these are minor things. But if you don't have the experience, or if you have not heard something, you will not do it. The accident might happen. So, yeah, okay. Head-up display. Why they've done this? Why the BMW or basically all the new cars, they have this? Because, they want to avoid you taking your eyes off the road. There have been accidents, there have been near misses. Now, of course, it's even worse. Everybody's with his mobile on his hand, so there are even more, worst accidents. So that's basically why. These pictures I got when I was in London. Yes. And if you start analyzing these pictures, why they put down look left? Who is British here? Good. When you cross the road, where do you look? No. In UK, when you cross the road, you look to your right because the cars are coming from the right. When you have a dual carriageway, dual road. Yeah. This is a one-way street in London. So the people are used to when I cross the road in Greece or even here, I look at the left. Now I look at both sides, yeah. But in this case, because the English people are used to cars coming from the right, they advise them, look to your left. Why? Because there have been accidents, there have been near misses. And also, in some cases, say, look both ways. So what I'm trying to say now, I'm giving these examples, is because there are accidents, there are near misses, people report them, and corrective actions are taken to avoid reoccurrences, to avoid further loss of life or injuries. A near miss could be an accident tomorrow, or could be an unsafe working. An unsafe working practice could be an accident tomorrow. So I just mentioned to the guys before that there is a video in YouTube that anybody can use for their companies or for, training the seafarers. It's under Central Ship Management, and it's called Safety Video. It's this gentleman here on board one of my ships giving a similar training to all my crew. Now, it is quite interesting to see how the crew is reacting. What are their responses? What have they learned in their manning agencies? And I also give more examples to the crew, personal experiences, which we don't have the time. So that is there, and you're most welcome to utilize it. And with this, I will thank you. Where's the thank you? Any questions you have? No? Good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful presentation. Now for our final talk for the day, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Ramamurthy Ayagri, Director of Kyra Global Marine Services, DMCC, a Marine Chief Engineer with over 12 years of experience at sea and almost 32 years of subsequent experience in ship management of bulkers and tankers, new shipbuilding projects, maritime operations, and more. He has led fleet management operations of major shipping group in Dubai as CEO, overseeing technical, safety, and crew operations, driving global expansion in various countries in Far East, Southeast Asia, before starting his own ship management and marine services company in 2013. Today, he will be addressing us on the topic, Seafaring as a Career Option. Welcome, Mr. Ramamurthy.
No, I have your slide actually.
Slide?
Yeah, I have no slide actually, but it's just.
The slide? You can
No, I have your photo.
Okay.
Sure.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to the cadets, the proud faculty of this prestigious Maritime Academy. And thank you, Mr. Sonrai, for having us over here. I can't help myself from complimenting on the title you have for the presentation today, the Mighty Mariner. Probably the mariner is the most undervalued and low profile of the whole lot in the shipping industry. Most of the times, he is not recognized. And it's very apt that you actually have this title on the presentation today. Okay, let me ask a simple question, especially to the newly joining seafaring people. Why are you here? What made you choose this path? This, as you're aware, is a life that is out of the comfort zones, but in engine rooms, control bridges, and across endless waves. It's basically, it's not just a career, it's a calling, I would reckon. Having sailed on ships, I started off in 1981 as a young TME, sailed till 1992. And for me, it was more of a calling. Okay, I'm sure it is to most of us who choose this as a career option. Some of you are probably drawn because of the lure of adventure, some by the promise of a global career, and some by the legacy of a family who sailed before you. But all of you, each and every one of you, actually have answered the same call, the call of the sea. The ocean is not just a workplace, it's your greatest teacher. Out there are no classrooms, no bell rings to end the lesson. The sea teaches you 24/7. It teaches discipline when you're up for a night watch while the whole world sleeps. It teaches resilience when you're facing 6-meter swells and your strength is tested. And it teaches humility because no matter how skilled you are, the sea always has the upper hand. Sarah put on a very interesting slide. I liked it, actually, when you said that the connectors, visionaries, and the problem solvers. One thing seafaring teaches us is how you become a problem solver. Because you're out there on your own, you end up doing things, and you have to solve problems. And as a unit, you end up doing this. So obviously, once you get the skill of problem solving, then you can turn this into a visionary. I'm not sure what the connector does, but yes, you will have all the possibilities to turn yourself into a good visionary. Thank you for that slide. It's a very apt slide you put. Probably I would have liked the problem solver on the top for the seafaring community that's joining. Yep. Good. And then let's be clear here as well. Life at sea is not easy. It demands more from you physically, emotionally, and mentally. You'll probably miss your birthdays, festivals, family time. But you will always gain something that is rare, a sun that rises differently every morning, that camaraderie that is forged through shared storms and night shifts, and the pride of bringing nations their food, fuel, and freight. Right now, you have the badge of a cadet. Tomorrow, you will wear responsibility. One day, you will be the chief engineer, solving problems when others are out of options. One day, you will be the captain, making decisions that determine the safety of the ship and the crew. But that journey doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the classroom where you take your notes seriously, in the simulator where you treat every session like it's real. By the way, I should also mention this is one of the best facilities I've ever seen. In fact, I was here in 2023 when probably some of the equipment was not there. And there's been a sea change since I last saw it. The simulators you're having right now is probably much more advanced, than most institutes world over. That's a compliment to the excellencies and the management staff of your institute. Yeah, apart from that, I think we have actually tried, we have actually hired 3 people from your academy in the past. In 2023, we had 2 cadets, including a lady cadet in our company. They took one trainee marine engineer and 2 cadets who actually sailed on our ships for about 6 months' time. It's just that we couldn't follow up after they got off the ships, and somehow there was something, I don't know, it could be a mistake from our side as well. We lost track of them. I'll be happy to talk to your team here and see if we could actually continue their seafaring careers with us, and more than that, we'll also be, Kyra is an in-house ship management company of the Leela Global Group. Leela Global was founded by one Dr. Anil Sharma, who has more than 40 ships. So, Kyra manages about 30 of his ships, 28 to 30 of his ships. And we are actually, as Sir Sohan Rai said, it's time for us to also give it back to the people. I've been here for more than 30 years. So I think it calls for people in this region to be shown a path in terms of career at sea. We'll be happy to do that. And I'll talk to you, Mr. GSP, as we go along and see how we can have more people I would like to know when your next batch of people are coming. In fact, I have been the last week in institutes in India to see how we can, take a fresh lot of candidates. I'll be happy to, go through your, have a chat with your candidates and see how we can work together going forward. Thank you very much once again, and thanks for having us, Sohan Roy.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful topic. Now, finally, before we move forward, let's take a moment to learn about AMRY and how it is shaping the future of the maritime industry. The ARIES International Maritime Research Institute, AMRY, is a cutting-edge educational institute with a vision to revolutionize the industrial education. Founded to bridge the gap between the academic learning and the industrial expertise, AMRY aims to create a comprehensive and immersive learning environment that integrates academic knowledge with industry practices, fostering continuous skill development, innovation, and efficiency. In its mission to transform the industrial education landscape, AMRY is dedicated to nurturing professionals who are ready to excel from day one in the industry and equipped to pursue successful career paths. Having trained over 100 cohorts and more than 2,000 young professionals, AMRY leverages the power of visual content and cutting-edge technology to democratize education, making it accessible to all and ensuring every professional has an opportunity to thrive in their chosen field. Initially focused on training and upskilling individuals in the marine sector, AMRY has since expanded its reach to encompass all industries. With an extensive library, over 25,000 hours of training content covering technical skills, soft skills, development, and productivity enhancement tools, AMRY is committed to establishing itself as the premier destination for professional industry training, the Oxford of industrial education. Can we have the AV, please?
In today's rapidly evolving industrial landscape, the success of organizations relies heavily on the proficiency and adaptability of its human resources. Yet, one of the most significant challenges organizations face is ensuring that both new recruits and the existing workforce are equipped with the up-to-date training needed to stay competitive in the industry. While traditional educational institutions provide foundational knowledge, they often fall short of aligning graduates' skills with real-world industry demands. This presents an opportunity to merge academic insights with practical experience, providing new professionals and students entering the industry with a richer, more hands-on learning experience, enabling them to excel in their chosen careers. ARIES International Maritime Research Institute, known as AMRY, is the realization of this opportunity. With headquarters in Sharjah, United Arab Emirate, and an affiliated institute in Kochi, India, AMRY bridges the gap between academia and industry by bringing seasoned industrial leaders and veterans into the classroom, offering students the invaluable opportunity to learn directly from those with real-world expertise. AMRY is meticulously designed to meet the specific demands of the modern workforce, offering a unique blend of technical training and soft skills development. More than just a university, AMRY is a dynamic hub for lifelong learning and career development. Here, students and professionals alike can connect with distinguished mentors and industry legends, individuals whose careers serve as both educational resources and sources of inspiration. Initially established to cater to professionals in the maritime sector for its parent company, ARIS Marine, AMRY has since expanded its reach across various industries. AMRY offers a wide range of technical courses, including those in maritime, film, and quality, health, safety, and environment certifications. These programs are designed to equip individuals with the technical expertise and specialized skills required to thrive in diverse industrial sectors. With an extensive library of over 25,000 hours of training content covering technical proficiency, soft skills, and productivity tools, AMRY has firmly positioned itself as a premier destination for professional industry training, the Oxford of Industrial Education. Under the visionary leadership of its founder, Sir Sohan Roy, AMRY has pioneered EFISM, a groundbreaking tool designed to improve individual efficiency. Built around the 1:1:1 principle, balancing karma, body, and mind, EFISM promotes a harmonious and productive lifestyle. To further integrate this philosophy, AMRY developed the HeartOIS training program, a structured certification focused on enhancing personal and professional efficiency through time management and personal development. AMRY also offers a variety of skill enhancement programs tailored to professionals across industries. The AMRY Certified Continuous Industry Trained Professional Program provides a forward-thinking learning path for seasoned professionals with certifications that enhance both industrial efficiency and individual skills. Through a variety of specialized programs, including technical courses, quality, health, safety, and environment certifications, and custom human resource training, AMRY helps individuals and organizations alike keep pace with the demands of an ever-changing industrial landscape. In its mission to tap into the wealth of knowledge held by industry legends, AMRY offers biography creation services, capturing the professional journeys and life lessons of these influential figures and immortalizing their experiences in print. AMRY also celebrates the careers and contributions of industry stalwarts through its prestigious Honorary Industrial Doctorate Program, with over 95 recipients to date, including Dr. Ravi Meritra of Foresight Group, UK, and Dr. Emmanuel Grimaldi, Chairman of the International Chamber of Shipping and Managing Director of the Grimaldi Group. The Honorary Industrial Doctorate symbolizes the highest recognition an individual can receive from AMRY for their remarkable careers. AMRY cultivates lasting relationships with these industry legends, bringing them onto its elite career advisory panel. This panel draws on their expertise to craft innovative career design programs for young professionals and students entering the workforce. Serving as a vital connector, AMRY bridges the knowledge and experience of industry leaders with those seeking mentorship and career guidance. AMRY is redefining what it means to be industry ready. It is more than a university. AMRY is an IndiVarsity, the nexus of a global learning ecosystem that connects industry leaders with the professionals and students of tomorrow, setting new standards for the future of work.
Now, we have come to the end of our program. But before we wind up, I request Mr. Hashim Al-Zabi to hand over the mementos to our esteemed expert guests who took the time of their busy schedule to address this lovely gathering today. So first, I would like to request Mr. Krishnan Subramaniam to kindly join us on stage and accept our moment of gratitude. Now, I would like to request Sir Sohan Roy to kindly join us to accept our token of gratitude. Next, I invite Mr. Lazarus Saris to join us on stage to accept the memento. Now I invite Ms. Sara Al-Khatani to kindly accept the memento. Finally, I request Mr. Ramamurthy, I agree to kindly accept the memento. To wrap up our event, thank you, sir. To wrap up our event, I request Professor Shyamatag Bhattacharya to address, to come over and deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. In conclusion of this wonderful day that we have spent together, and on behalf of all Sharjah Maritime Academy students, staff, and senior management, and on behalf of Dr. Hashim, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the speakers and all of you who have come all the way from the other side of the country to spend the time with us today, share your thoughts, share your expertise. I really want to thank you. In particular, I picked up some of the points from Sir Sohan's presentation about planning a career, the importance of that, importance of timekeeping, and making sure that we plan the journey ahead, we think about our steps. From Mr. Krishnan, I picked up the value of the businesses that surround the main shipping, the seafaring. So therefore the logistics, including starting from the planning, from ship design, all the way through to the ship recycling. Thank you very much for your thoughts. From Sarah Whip, I picked up points like the transformation and really shaking things up and looking at the things from outside the box. So thank you for your thoughts on that as well. From Lazarus, we had a wonderful interactive session and talking about accidents and incidents, and your photos and the videos and the importance of reporting, because if you don't, your near misses lead to accidents. Thank you very much. And finally, from Mr. Ramamurthy, about solving the problem and your already pre-participation, your kind of pre-engagement with the academy we were unaware of. We would like to come back to you and engage with you once again. Thank you very much for your contribution. So that brings to the end, and thank you for comparing this, of course. It was really lovely, and you kept us all on our toes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, as we draw the curtains on this exciting day, we hope you all had an extremely productive and exciting session today. So to conclude this, we would appreciate it if everyone joined us here for a final photograph.
See, eagle eyes. I'm an ex-seafarer.
My wife says that.
I've got the wrong glasses on. I'm just going to stick with that one, okay? I actually didn't realise it.
It is me.
I couldn't say that.
Yeah, you were not standing behind me, that's why.
Sorry. It did look like a very, very bad hole. Okay. What was in his back pocket?
I have to look at it now. Probably meetings for you.
No, I'm not sitting. You're the important here. Get your bottom in the front here. Yeah, we'll sit. We'll stand. Come on. Mine's a logistics man. Come on. This is what I'm preparing.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today, and thank you for being such a lovely audience.
Joining hands with the IMC, a collective forum of institutes from all over the world, the International Maritime Institute, IMI, stands as a beacon of excellence, collaboration, and progress. Today, we present a career guidance program in Sharjah, setting the stage for the development of future maritime leaders. IMI is more than a forum, it's a global platform that connects aspiring professionals with industry leaders, offering real-world experiences to prepare them for the complexities of the maritime sector. Our mission is to shape the next generation with the competence and confidence to thrive in this dynamic field. Central to IMI's success is its partnership with the International Maritime Club, IMC. For over 17 years, IMC has been a unifying force, fostering collaboration, knowledge exchange, and growth across the maritime world. Renowned for events like the Golden Helm Awards